Next, we are going to have the most awaiting and interesting session of panel discussion on synergizing effort. So, may I call upon Ms. Thangam Gomez, President Annie, to lead the panel discussion.
Good afternoon, everyone. Once again, warm welcome. And this panel discussion is a very unique one. It is not the usual panel discussion where my panelists are going to talk about a particular topic or anything. This is actually a business discussion where we are honored that we could get the presidents of some of the prestigious nursing associations to be here with us to help us to discuss and decide that what can we do together, because we can achieve more together rather than united we stand, divided we fall. So all of us are working for nurses and nursing in India. So this attempt is to get something out of everyone to agree that this is what we are going to do. So now it's a great pleasure for me to invite each one of them. They are of their respective organizations, senior members. So first of all, let me welcome my friend, my colleague. I have known her for quite some time. That is Colonel Binu Sharma, Senior Vice President, Nursing Services at Columbia Asia Hospitals, India. And she's clinical administrative experience of over 44 decades, not 44. We keep asking each other who is senior, who is junior. But anyway, so I'm very, very happy that she's here. She's got a long list of awards and a lot of things to read, but I don't think I'll be able to do justice by reading everything. But I know that she's president of Infusion Nursing Society India, US affiliate, and that's much older association than Annie for sure, and lots of experience. She's a certified NABH assessor, and she's also the founder member of Annie. So she has got two hats that she's got, but today definitely she's wearing the hat of the president of INS, and she's also advisory panel member of FICCI, chairperson of Nursing Research and Leadership Committee at CAHO. So there are many more there. Colonel Binu, I'm not going to read all of it. A very, very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Ms. Thangam. Thank you.
Thank you. And now it's a great pleasure for me to invite Dr. Janie Kem, who is representing Trained Nurses Association of India. She's the President South region of TNAI. I spoke to Dr. Roy George. I wanted him, but then he was already there yesterday for our inaugural session. So he has delegated the work to Dr. Janie, and with very short notice, she also said yes, and she is back with us. She had a little bit of connectivity issue, but now she's all good. She's looking good on the camera. So she also has got lot of awards, and I think the way that she has maintained herself with SNA to TNA is very impressive, you know. And I can see from 1996, she is the SNA advisor and going on and on and on. And now 2019, she's the president of South region. So Dr. Janie, thank you very much for being with us, and we will get into business discussion very soon. A very warm welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Okay, next I have is actually Dr. Farooq, who is the president of the National Teachers Association. He is the youngest of the lot in this panel, and he has got 15 years of experience, and he's the principal at the Academy of Nursing Sciences and Hospital, Gwalior. And he's also the founder president of the the Nursing Teachers Association. Unfortunately, he was not able to make it at this time, but somehow we have managed to get his, video done for the questions that we were asking. So though, wherever you are, Dr. Farooq, warm welcome to the session. The next person I would like to welcome is definitely someone I have known for quite some time. I don't remember. I know when I first came to know about Dr. Jay Kuruvilla, I said, wow. And that time I came to know her because of the Critical Care Nursing Association, and she is the president of that association since then. And she had been very, very active with the association, and currently she's the principal professor, College of Nursing, PD Hinduja National Hospital, MRC, Mumbai. Ma'am, you have got such a lot of things. I think everywhere when I'm reading, most of it is to do with critical care nursing. And I'm a critical care nurse myself, so I really have a little bit of envy that you could stick on to the critical care for such a long time. And with the Best Principal Award, Healthcare Excellence Award, Best Teacher Award, we are really honored to have you on our panel, Dr. Jaya. A very, very warm welcome to this panel discussion.
Thank you, Thangam, very much.
Thank you, thank you. And now we have our senior most person, Dr. K. Redamma. She is retired as Senior Professor and HOD of Department of Nursing, NIMHANS, Bangalore. After I came to know about her, a lot of people had mentioned to me that, oh, ma'am, she was my teacher, she was my guide, so she's also the guide for PhD. And so ma'am is heading the Indian Society of Psychiatric Nurses, and she's here also to discuss with us how our two associations, all of us, how can we collaborate. And Dr. Redamma, I must say that she has contributed so much to the nursing. And now at this, I think she's the senior most, even now also she's very active and she has taken time to be with us. Thank you very much, ma'am, for being with us. And a warm welcome once again to all of you. And thank you for taking time. This is not a very complicated panel discussion. So the question is very simple, is that what do you think about Annie and all of us collaborating so that, together we can contribute more for nurses and nursing? That is my first question. And you have 3 minutes to answer. We are very strict about the timing. And so please stick to the time. So let me start with Colonel Vinu Sharma. Let's hear what she has got to say as President of Infusion Nursing Society.
Thank you, Ms. Thangam. I think such a unique topic, as you said, that how can we synergize and what can we gain from each other from so many associations and societies. I represent right now Infusion Nursing Society India. So I think I would put it under a few different buckets. One is we could associate and work together on clinical upskilling of the nurses. For example, the Critical Care Nursing Association, the Oncology Nursing Society, the Neonatal Society, the MedSurg, and there are many more in our country. So we could collaborate together for clinical upskilling. Maybe we are all doing a few things in our own regions right now. My second thought would be we collaborate for nurses' mental well-being. So apart from the clinical, the mental well-being is so much critical. We have seen it during the pandemic, how much we need it for the nurses. They have the burnout, anxiety, fear. So here the Psychiatric Nursing Association and societies can come together and we can play a role together to work in this field. The third, I would say, association with Annie itself. So what can INS do with Annie? We can develop competency tools for team leaders, for nurse managers, upcoming nursing leaders. We can associate with Annie for reaching out to larger number of nurses across the country and maybe beyond the country. We have seen such a fantastic response to the first AnnieCon. So we know nurses have got a lot of trust and faith in Annie. So we can collaborate to reach out to a larger population for rewarding them, recognizing them, and for contributing towards the welfare activities. We can also do more nursing engagement activities on the Annie platform. I would say another area of collaboration would be associate with other organizations in the field of clinical research, whether it is for clinical bedside topics, whether it is for general administration or for data analytics, data management. So we could look at some research societies and collaborate with them. And I think lastly, I would say that we could collaborate with many hospitals, could collaborate with INS and even the societies to come up with the quality improvement projects in the field of infusion therapy, because INS has got a lot of certificate programs, right from the peripheral cannulation to the advanced infusion therapy certifications. So these are some of my thoughts. There are multiple, but as you said, what we can take on right away are some of these associations to come up together, to contribute, to collaborate, to excel and to progress together as the nursing team.
Great. Thank you so much, Colonel Binu. That had been a very crisp and, 5-point action. We'll come to the next question so we can actually bite what we can chew. Yes. Coming to Dr. Jaini. Dr. Jaini, you are representing the largest nursing association in the country, Trained Nurses Association of India. So particularly, we are interested that how associations can associate with TNAI and strengthen what you are doing for nurses and nursing in India.
Thank you, Dr. Thangam. A very good afternoon. I am jubilant to share my views in the panel discussion organized by ANICON with the eminent leaders of reputed associations. Well, I'm very proud to state I belong to the world's largest historical, century-old, only association with nurse members from all sectors of healthcare. And as for my point, for my deliberation, let us take small steps to associate with each other. Firstly, a WhatsApp group of executive office bearers of various associations. Secondly, an annual meet in the form of conferences, seminar, or panel, either offline or online, when the scenario really permits. Thirdly, let us come forward to support each other in all the endeavors related to nurses, their issues and challenges in professional life. And fourthly, let us not show whatever the difference of opinion we have on each other in an open forum. And fifthly, let us walk the talk. Whatever we do, we as leaders must be able to show to others that we are the role models for them. And I wish all the association, because you're from various associations with the definite objective, like mental health and IV infusion and critical care. What I feel is all of you should become a member of the TNAI. And to become a member of the TNAI, we need you to write a letter first by the presiding officer to the Secretary General. The Secretary General will then present it to the general body, to the Council of Members of the TNAI. And when everybody approves it, it is once again the reply, the association who has written to us will get a reply. And if it is okayed, you pay ₹10 as membership fees. If you are a TNA member, if you're not a TNA member, you pay ₹20 on or before the 1st of April. And let us make the largest association larger than ever for no one to reach this number. Thank you so much, Dr. Thangam. I hope I have spoken in the given time.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jaini, for also upgrading me to a doctor. I am not a doctor. I am very honored to be sitting with so many doctors. So automatically I get called as Dr. Thangam. Nevertheless, thank you very much. Very to the point, 3 action points. So we will come back to you in a moment. So let me request my team at the back end. Can we have Dr. Farouk's response on the video, please?
Hello, everyone. Myself, Dr. Farooq Khan, President, the Nursing Teacher Association, and Principal, the Academy of Nursing Sciences and Hospital. And first of all, I would like to thank Madam Thangam ma'am, because she has given an opportunity to share my views on first question, which has been asked, collaboration of the association is birthful or not today. So I would like to say, as we are having our association, the Nursing Teacher Association, and it was established in January 2019. And at present, so many members, thousands of the members have joined our association. And regarding the questions, what has been asked, I would like to say, yes, in this pandemic scenario, this is the scenario what is going on. Association and collaboration of the nursing association, whatever in India, it is must, collaboration must be there. Why it is needed?
Told the same thing that
so in my view, I can say, first of all, so many students have cleared their exam. Every year they used to clear their exam, and so many nursing teachers also there. So so many issues and problems are there. But if the platform will be there of all association are meeting in same platform, so that problems can be resolved very easily. And second, we all association men can organize the webinar, seminar, and it will be more worthful than the one association is organizing any seminar or conferences. And second, next suggestion, what is that? We can, all association can publish a journal based on evidence-based practice, and it will be more worthful because it will have a more abstract, more articles from every part of our country. So this is my view. So I would like to all the association to make our nursing more strengthened. And it can happen when all association will come in one platform. All associative members will come in a one platform. As we have also collaborated with Delhi TNAI branch, and we are conducting a webinar, series of webinar is going on every last Saturday of every month. So like this, we also can plan. Hope so our nursing will be more empowered with our association member help and collaboration. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Farooq. Again, that answer was very short and crisp. I am really lucky to be, sitting here with panelists who are very, very focused on answering the questions that I have particularly asked, and that's a great focus. So let me move on to Dr. Jaya Kuruvilla now. Ma'am, what do you think? I know the Critical Care Nursing Society for quite some time. So we now, again, we are on a platform. Let's see how can we collaborate with each other.
Thank you, Tangam, for that question. And let me bring greetings from CCNS to all those who are attending this fantastic conference of HANI on transformational leadership. Now, I also appreciate the idea of organizing a common platform for all of us to be here. And thank you for the opportunity. Coming to answer to your question, Tangam, I think many things had been mentioned, but since I am really convinced and committed to some of those, I may repeat a few. First of all, I go with Binu, what she has said, the competency development and capacity building. Why I say I'm committed about it? Because we know that we have a curriculum which is uniform and standard from INC. But our graduates who are passing out are of different caliber. And I'm sure all nurse leaders would agree with me. There are times the nurses have to be posted directly to ICU. So what kind of competency level with which they are entering the hospital? Therefore, I strongly believe that this competency development and capacity building should become a common activity for all of us, to be very specific with INS, because INS also deals with special skill set as much as critical care nursing. In this program, I would also suggest that we need to give a little more emphasis on social skills. I'm sure everyone would agree that we lack a bit in this, and these days people talk about emotional intelligence and other things, but it should become part of this training program. Secondly, the collaborative research. I find a lot of opportunities for creating the evidence for practice. We keep talking about research and we keep repeating the evidence of other people. So it is time we wake up, all of us join together and pool all our resources, our expertise, our amenities into action research. So much so we can generate and share research. Third, the situation demands for a different teaching methodology. we are all getting into online teaching methodologies, and for our nurses, practicing nurses, without disrupting their clinical duties. If we can create those online platforms in line of SWAYAM or NBTL, which we are using in educational stream, with an opportunity for training and certification, maybe on a blended learning module. Therein, also give them the opportunity to share the learning modules, also the patient education materials which are available with each of us in our association. And then it's a very easy thing to do, to have a common platform, meet together every year, make it an annual feature so that we meet, showcase our best practices and learn from each other at least once a year. And creating a mindset of true collaboration always would help us to achieve these things what I have mentioned. And we may also, I think I heard the morning session, somebody was talking about recognition of our nurses, something which is very important. So can we all join together and have something created for the recognition of our nurses at the clinical side, and also to create a common body to address their issues. We may not be the authority to take action, but we can be a link with the authority so that we carry their issues to those agencies, maybe to the NI, Jenny is here, and then also to the government sector. And all this can be done if we can have a common body to address the issues of nurses. Next again is in line with what is happening now, sharing of infrastructure and the resources so that we can have some simulation centers which can be shared with people so that that can be utilized for training. And lastly, I want to talk about accreditation of critical care nursing excellence, which we have created by CCNS. We have developed critical care nursing practice standards for which is suitable for our country, and that should be something which we can take it as an initiative together so that it will become accepted by everyone and it will become a nationwide activity. So these are the few things that the thoughts that have come into my mind, and thank you, Tangam, again for giving the opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Jaya. All of you are not just giving food for thought, we are getting buckets full of food for thoughts. So that's a lot of thought process that we have to assimilate and try to act upon. So let me go over to Dr. Redama. Ma'am, what do you think? How can we all now collaborate? I think many of them have repeated a similar emotions that we must now collaborate and not compete, work together for nurses course. That is already said. So what are your thoughts, ma'am, around that?
Being a mental health professional, apart from skills and the techniques that we use in the nursing scenario, I think soft skills play a great role, especially being from government sector all through. There are a lot of complaints about the behavioral aspects of nurses towards the patients who come to the hospital. So it's very, very important for us to see that communication skills are improved, and the most unpleasant thing can be told in a pleasant way. That's how we should gear up for the behavioral change among nurses, irrespective of which specialty they are working. And there can be sort of modules for each one of these behaviors. And we already have in the consortium, some of the students have experimented team building and how to bring about behavioral change on the clinical side. So these can be readily used for bringing about change in the behavioral aspect. That is from the nurse's point of view. From patient's point of view, I think the emotional aspect plays a great role in the physical aspects as well. So how well can we guide them go through the disease process? How well we can encourage them to perceive and enjoy the recovery process. I always keep joking when I have something else. I'm enjoying my, process of recovery. Because it's not the same on the first day, it's not the same on the third day, and it's not the same. So we should be able to encourage and help them to perceive changes that they are occurring in the body and how we can encourage them towards the recovery process. So this can be one of the areas, actually speaking, this is my fascinating area to help the patients in the recovery process.
Yes.
Then coming to modules, we can straight away think of communication modules and see that it is really canvassed among the nurses, irrespective of their specialty. Because for children, you may need to have different kind of approach. And vulnerable groups, you may have the geriatric population may need a different kind of approach. So from our side, we will be more than willing to develop these modules and share with different groups of associations or people working with different specialties. So this, from our side, we will put in all the efforts to help in these lines. So already in the COVID time, we have put up 40 names of volunteers to counsel those who are experiencing burnout. It is on the Indian Nursing Council website. We are getting the calls and the content of the calls. And we may analyze after a particular time and see that what were the needs of the nurses. There are varied needs. As I looked through the data yesterday, varied needs coming up. So mental health arena, we are there to help in chipping and help whatever way we can.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Redama. So some messages are very common among most of the panelists here. So I'm keeping a tab on the time also. Great suggestions, and I have written down almost everything, but we cannot do everything together. So my second round of question is to ask that if you have to choose one action that we have to do together, what would that be? Because that's something that we have to ensure that we make it happen. So we are actually publicly promising that we are going to make this happen. So me as the president of ANI, I also have to make sure that I'm not writing this down. I'm not making this promise here and letting it go. No, I think we will make things happen. We'll take baby steps, but we will definitely make progress. So let me start with Dr. Jenny first from TNAI. So what is that one thing that you want to do?
Okay, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity again. But one thing is networking. Networking means what I mean is all of you should be a member of the TNAI, which is the biggest umbrella ever. And I want all your members to be a member of the TNAI because numbers can create magic. And since we have more than 4 lakh nurses in the association, and the association members who are here, your number is comparatively very less. I'm very sure you'll grow, but join us, join the TNAI, your capacity building, your skill competency, your infrastructure sharing, everything can happen with TNAI. And that is a promise from TNAI. And I wish, and I'm sure you'll make sure it's a mandate for all your members to be a TNAI member. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we are going to ensure that we all get our members to become TNAI member. And also, I think we will also consider all the associations to become associate member of TNAI as well, because that's also another action I think that is worthwhile to consider. If the EC committees of each association, if they are finding it suitable, we can take that also as an action plan. Great. Thank you, Dr. Jenny. Let me move on to Colonel Binu. One action item. So 1 minute.
Okay, so Ms. Tangam, the action item, I would say every single nurse to be certified and privilege for peripheral IV cannulation. That's the need of the hour. And every critical care nurse shall be certified for advanced infusion therapy related certification program. Both of these are available as I speak in the year 2021 on the platform of Infusion Nursing Society India. I would also add to it, every intern and final year student, INS is committing right now in front of the forum that we can certify them complimentary the moment they finish their final year. With that, all the nurse leaders will have they will have more trust and confidence in hiring the fresh graduates who are job ready, who are ready to take on patients right on the day of joining. We do not have to wait for the transition time of 2 to 3 months. That's what I would say from INS India.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Colonel Binu. So getting the nurses certified for peripheral IV cannulation and advanced infusion therapy for critical care nurses. And there are actually three things, but they are all tied together. And complementary, certification for final year nursing students for peripheral IV cannulations. Great. Thank you very much. Let me move on to Dr. Jaya. What would be your one takeaway from here? What was that we should be doing?
Thank you, Tangam, for that last question again. I spoke about the critical care nursing practice standards. With a lot of effort, for many years, we have come out with that. Ultimately, accreditation of ICUs for critical care nursing excellence, we launched in Mumbai. So I would say that if all association would support this initiative, and in a short span of time, I'm sure we will be able to get all ICUs all through the country get accredited, so that, as you know, it would enhance the quality of care, because accreditation always strives everybody to excellence. That is my dream, and that is what I would like to see.
Great. I think that's a fantastic approach, because we have nursing excellence and then Infusion Nursing Society coming in doing that little piece. And I'm very sure it is going to complement CCNS and INS, that because CCNS needs deep dive into infusion, INS steps in. And then Critical Care Nursing Society accredits the ICU services. I think it's very exciting, very, very practical and forward looking. And we will definitely see that what we can do. And I am definitely not going to forget about that. Ma'am, last but not the least, Dr. Redamma. After that, we will go on to Dr. Farouk's little video. He has given an answer to that question as well. Yes, Dr. Redamma.
Actually, from the beginning of nurses training, it's very important to look at emotional aspects of illness and build empathy among the nurses, and see that they give significant importance to emotional aspects and feel for the patients and help them to guide through the hospitalization.
Great. Thank you very much. May I request our back team to quickly play Dr. Farouk's...
Yes. If in one word, if we will say that collaboration is needed, yes, I can say that we must organize and we must publish one journal based on evidence-based practice. So it will more worthful and will more helpful to all the nursing professionals. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Farouk, for that. His main thought was that we should collaborate to publish one journal. They are already publishing journal. So they are looking for inputs from all of us for evidence-based practices. That's something Dr. Jaya also mentioned. I think if we all combine our efforts together, we definitely will have so much of knowledge and so much of evidence that, we don't need to look westward for evidence. We will create those evidences required for our country, for our patients here. Coming back to one word on the patient focus that all of us are discussing. I think, ma'am, I totally agree with you at the end of it. Whatever that we are discussing today, whether it is the Association of Associations journal, LMS, whatever it is. I think finally the recipient is going to be the patient. I was discussing with somebody in the morning on chat. I was saying all roads lead to Rome. There is a saying, no, all roads lead to Rome. And for us, all roads lead to patient. And that's what we are trying to empower the nurses. So thank you very much. I have some closing thoughts around that. I'm just thinking, can we cross-link websites, documents, so that, you know, each other's website, whether we can complement each other, maybe we can kind of explore that possibility, so that when they come to any website, they will find CCNS and INS links to go. We can discuss about that, and definitely thinking about that LMS, like Swayam and whatever Dr. Jaya told, whether collaboratively, whether we can have a LMS, because there'll be a cost to it, but then if we all share, maybe it can happen faster than before, right? And pool in all the learning and certification, whatever is required, it can go in there. I know it's a big project, but if we break it down, it can happen. I'm very sure of that. So I have written everything in these papers. So we will start with the one item that you have told. We'll start focusing, and I'm very sure you will hear from me again and very soon, because we have to come to table to discuss how things can be taken forward, right? So we look forward to similar time being invested by you and your team from your societies and association. And I promise from Annie, we will also step up and collaborate. And I am sure we are going to pave path for very progressive and futuristic looking solutions for nurses and nurses in India. And that's what Annie stands for. Once again, thank you so much, Colonel Binu, Dr. Jenny, Dr. Jaya, Dr. Farooq, and our senior most member here, Dr. Redamma. Thank you very much for taking your time and being here. And to all the audience there, don't go away. We have an exciting track coming up.
Wow,
Thank
that
you.
was
Thank you
a
very
very interesting panel discussion. I can see a lot of collaboration between Annie and other association. Thank you, Ma'am Tangam, and senior nursing leaders in the panel. Thank you very much.